Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It's December the 24th. It is a cool start to the day, and Krissy and I were just discussing, can you believe it's Christmas Eve?
I really can't. I mean, we were just talking about, I looked at my phone, I looked at the date, oh, it's the 24th. It's the 24th today. And I'm like, how did this happen?
Sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
I know.
Well, I haven't finished my shopping.
Yeah, it's usually the way it goes.
I was out all weekend with a bad cold, and, well, I missed the ice storm completely because I was in bed.
See,
so
I was the opposite, over-prepared, and I was in the mall, and then I would wander around and be like, why am I here? What did I come for? So the list really didn't help me out.
All right, well, we do have some light snow falling in the GTA right now, so it looks as though our chance for a white Christmas are pretty good. It's not going to be an incredible amount of snow. It's not going to be a huge storm, considering we just survived that ice storm, but it is going to make roads a little slick for travel.
Absolutely.
But first, here's Krissy with a look at the roads.
Thanks so much, Emily. Well, as I was saying on the QEW, we're already seeing some snow accumulating. Actually, as you see, it's drive with extra care as we still have a lot of intersections without power.
Hi there, good morning. It's Tuesday, December the 24th. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Krissy Vann, filling in for Tom Reynolds, who has already started his holidays.
He has, but you know what? Tom Reynolds lives in Georgetown, and there were some trees down on poor Tom's house.
Yeah, so I know he was escaping to the cottage, so hopefully that'll kind of take a little break from what's going on there. I know a lot of people have been heavily affected by the storm, still working on cleanup, many without power as well, and unfortunately it's getting really cold out there, so remember there are warming stations that you can go to throughout the GTA.
We do have a little bit of light snow on the way right now. This is very minimal compared to what we just saw over the weekend in terms of our ice accretion. 2 to 5 centimeters down towards the south and through London, just with a little bit of lake enhancement, 5 to 10, not out of the question. So if you're traveling kind of south on the 401 corridor, that's where you could see the worst weather this afternoon.
Yeah, and even this morning, as I'll show you coming up on the QEW, you want to drive with some extra care because we are seeing a little bit of that snow accumulate. It's very light, but it doesn't take much to make things slick.
All right, let's take a look back and show you some but first I'm going to turn things over to Krissy for traffic.
Thanks so much, Emily. And we know that transit was heavily impacted by this storm. TTC actually has no service disruptions at this time, but as we are seeing a lot of people already starting their vacations.
Yeah, lucky people. Hi there, good morning. It is Tuesday. It is December the 24th. Santa Claus is coming tonight, Krissy. You excited?
I certainly am. I worked very hard to be on the nice list this year, so just one more day. I need to just get through today, and then I should be good.
You see? Everything is going to work out just fine. I just need to finish my Christmas shopping and, you know, get all that stuff done. Because the weekend, not only was it crippling for me, and it wasn't because of the ice for me, because I live in South Oakville, so we actually didn't really get that much, but I was so sick all weekend long, so I did no shopping.
And you know what? You're not the only one. Even as you walk around the building here, everyone seems to have this
skeleton crew.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm holding out. I'm going to be the one on Christmas Day that's all bundled up in a blanket and chicken soup.
I said you should just walk around with a Lysol wipe in front of your face at this point, because it's just like that in this building right now. Okay, we are seeing some light snow moving through the GTA. It is not a substantial amount. It's enough to make roads a little slick. So looking at the radar more, so it looks as though we're getting a white Christmas, which as much as I'm like, winter, don't like it, snow, it's cold, blah. White Christmas, I'm all for it.
I agree. Although a sand Christmas, I'd also settle for.
Me
white
too.
Powdery sand. But
palm trees.
What can you do?
Says the girl that just got back from vacation. Look at the tan. I'm like, wow. I need
cheated.
To get some sun.
This is the year I was embracing winter, and I cheated.
First, here's Krissy with the roads.
Thanks, Emily. And just stemming off of that as well, causing problems on transit, your Go Richmond Hill line and Kitchener line seeing cancellations and delays as well on TTC. Your roads are a lot lighter than usual, so we aren't seeing any of those heavy morning rush delays. Thanks so much, Emily. Well, transit, we do have problems on the Richmond Hill and the Kitchener line. Some services are delayed and canceled as well on the TTC. So for the latest, you can always check in with the Beat the Traffic app available for your iPhone. Well, the commute today looking quite wintry out there. We are seeing some of that squall activity move through, and as a result, roads looking a little bit slick, and that's shuttle buses as well. The Go Transit having delays and cancellations on the Kitchener and Richmond Hill lines. Thanks so much, Kevin. And of course, lots of power outages mean lots of traffic lights out, so treat them all as a four-way stop. Line, they are running some shuttle buses, and then Go Transit, your Kitchener and Richmond Hill line are both seeing delays and cancellations.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It is Tuesday. It is December the 24th. We are busy. We are tracking Santa. We are checking him out on the NORAD website. And currently, he is headed to New Zealand. He was last seen in Antarctica, and Santa's a fast mover, Krissy.
I know, but as I was saying to you before the break, he's made of magic, so there you go.
And like millions of gifts have been delivered, millions. So that's a great resource for kids to check out where Santa is. Temperatures are cold today.
Yeah, it's very cold, and especially our heart goes out to those that still do not have power after this ice storm, but luckily there are those warming stations, which I know we're going to be checking in with Kevin coming up.
Yeah.
Visiting some of those.
Let's check in with him right now, shall we? Kevin, we are busy tracking Santa, but we're also tracking you. Whereabouts are you in Toronto? Krissy, how are the roads?
Well, as you mentioned, Emily, we are seeing some wintry weather on them, but luckily those major routes a lot lighter than usual as many people have started their holidays. Truck that had a fuel spill, so a little bit slower as you're approaching the Burlington Skyway, but otherwise, Emily, a problem-free drive.
Thanks, Krissy.
Thanks so much, Emily. Well, of course, as you're mentioning, lots of people still without power, and as a result, a lot of traffic lights out on those in-town routes. Treat them as a four-way stop, and if you are in those affected areas. And with Kevin Yard coming up, who will be visiting some of those warming stations in the GTA.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday. It is December the 24th. It is a cold start to the day, so bundle up if you've got some last-minute shopping to do.
For sure, and it's looking like we're shaping up for a white Christmas, so I know a lot of you very excited about that.
How are the roads faring with the snow?
Well, some of them starting to just look a little wet, so some parts have improved, but other parts still a little bit on the slick side, so drive with care, but luckily we haven't seen too many problem spots that are weather related.
All right, well, let's check in with Kevin. He joins us in Toronto, and Kevin, you've been checking in with people that still don't have any power. Are you going to be heading to a few warming centers this morning?
Well, as Kevin alluded to, those in-town routes are where you want to be quite careful. Of course, some slick patches as well as power outages, and that does have a couple problems, and you can follow at BTT_GTA for the latest on that. Thanks so much, Emily. Well, of course, those in-town routes seeing a traffic headache with the traffic lights out in many areas. Treat them as a four-way stop. But also this little mixing of wintry weather that we've got has caused some problem spots.
That's good to know as well. All right, thanks, Jacqueline. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Krissy. She's got an update on your commute.
Well, we are actually seeing some wintry weather on the roads this morning, just enough to make things quite slick and on the QEW, but no heavy delays, which is great news. Coming up, we'll check in with Kevin, who is visiting some of the warming stations in the GTA. Thanks, Kevin. Well, a couple problem spots to watch out for now on the drive on the 401 eastbound.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Tuesday, December the 24th. Hopefully you've got all your last-minute Christmas shopping done. We're tracking Santa. He has been very busy. We've seen him over Antarctica. We've seen him over New Zealand. He's on his way, Krissy.
I know, he's moving quickly, actually. Even some Facebook friends I have overseas have already shown pictures of Santa's presents he left under the tree. So it's coming.
It is. Now, we joined Kevin Yard. He's in Toronto this morning talking about the aftermath of the weekend's ice storm. And Kevin, thousands of people still without power in the GTA. Warming centers, however, are open.
Thanks, Emily. Well, just adding on to what Kevin's saying, with trees down, hydro lines down, still messy in town as well. Traffic lights out at many of the major intersections, so do drive with extra care. As for those main routes, we are seeing the wintry weather, and as a result, so just trying to ease into Christmas Eve with the weather hand we've been dealt. Thanks so much, Emily. Well, we are seeing some wintry weather out on the morning roads, and unfortunately that's causing some delays as well. Coming up, keep it here. We'll be checking in with our own Kevin Yard with some aftermath of the ice storm.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday. It is December the 24th. You're watching the Weather Network. Temperatures are cold this morning. We've seen a little bit of light snow, making roads a little on the slick side. Nothing compared to the weekend, but still, people need to take their time.
Yeah, absolutely. It just takes a little bit to complicate the drive, and especially on the QEW this morning through Burlington and Hamilton, we have been seeing those slick conditions, some vehicles into ditches and guardrails. So if you see snow, go slow. It's a good rule to follow.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to join Kevin Yard. He is checking out some of the aftermath in the city of Toronto. No, I'm sorry. We're having a few technical glitches. We'll get to Kevin in just a moment. Let's take a quick look at the radar first, and you can see the lake effect coming off of Lake Huron. And there are the bands that Krissy was just talking about through the Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville area with that light snow making roads a little dicey.
Absolutely. You definitely just want to reduce the speed out there today, and as well bundle up. It's extremely cold out there and only getting colder, which is, of course, is quite devastating for those that have been without power for hours on end, it seems like.
There's still over 100,000 people without power, looking at close to 130,000 people in the GTA without power right now. Lines are down, warming centers are open.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Certainly a scary situation out there. And to add to that, transit seeing multiple delays because of trees down spots. Again, the main thing is transit and those in-town routes as well, seeing a lot of heavy delays due to traffic lights being out. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. In Kensington, there you go. The warm jammies look to be the key on the roads right now. Thanks, Emily. Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas if you're traveling on the QEW. We have snow-covered roads, but unfortunately, it's causing quite a messy morning out there. And coming up, we're going to check in with our own Kevin Yard with more details on the ice storm aftermath. Thanks, Kevin. Lots of traffic lights still out as well, so treat them as a four-way stop. Debris on the road, so drive with extra care out there. We also have a problem spot due to the snow-covered roads we're seeing on the QEW Toronto bound.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. It's December the 24th. You're watching the Weather Network. Everybody is all set and ready for Christmas for the most part. And it could be a white one. We've got a little bit of snow in the way.
It's true. I like how you said everyone's all set for Christmas, but if I recall, yourself not so much.
I'm not at all, actually. And you told me that you were wandering around the mall aimlessly as well.
'Tis the season, right?
It really is, you know. Kevin Yard, I know he did all of his Christmas shopping because I was on Kevin's list. Kevin bought me chocolate for Christmas. And Kevin, you know me so well. You know that that is exactly what I would always want for Christmas. But for more of those details, here's Krissy.
Thanks so much, Emily. Yes, it certainly has complicated the drive a little bit. Now, we had an earlier problem just on transit. Go Transit and TTC, Emily, are both seeing delays and cancellations. Thanks so much, Emily. Well, it's been the wintry conditions on some of those major routes that have been slowing things down and causing some problem spots. Keep it here. Coming up, we'll check in with Kevin Yard for more on the aftermath of the ice storm.
This weather segment has been brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Frozen food at its best.